so you notice they're pretty strict on uniforms. I will cut you guys one break, which is, I'm kind of a nice guy actually. Most course leaders will never let you do this. But during presentations, you can take off your hat. I know it's hot, so during presentations only, you can have off your hat. If it turns into a problem outside of presentations, I see hats off. I may have to change the rule, make a blanket statement, say hats all the time. So don't abuse the trust I'm giving you guys. But if you like to have your hats off, that is perfectly fine during presentations. And we'll have, usually during NYLTW, we'll have about two or three presentations a day. And most of our accompanied by activities or some sort of game to go along with it. And there's a slide you'll have up here usually, and there'll also be slides in your participant notebooks if you'd like to follow along or take notes. It can be very helpful to do that. So that being said, we're going to get started. So why are you guys here? Anyone? To become a leader. I like that answer. You have to learn about leadership. Any other reasons? I'm sure there's some other reasons. Educational leadership? Yeah, that's to leader to others. How do you guys feel about the team? Maybe it's a requirement to be the senior control leader at your troop. I know that's a lot of troops. A lot of you may be here because you got this vision of becoming your senior patrol leader. So you're like, well, here's something I have to do. I have to go to NYLTW. So a couple of you are here for that. Any other reasons? Have you got service fun? Yeah. Most people definitely have fun. And every year there are a couple people that are here because either their scoutmaster or their mom or dad needs to be here. And the truth of the matter is, if that is you, you're here whether you like it or not. And this is my 5th year doing it. I've honestly never had one person out of 250 people selected in the week and said they didn't have fun. So you can either mope around if you like, or you can just take it for what it is and do the best to enjoy it as you can. And I promise you will all enjoy it. It is a fun course. So that being said, you're all here because most of you want to learn leadership, you want to have fun, you want to become your SPL of your troop. So what is leadership? You guys have any ideas of definitions of what leadership means to you? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so the ability to inspire others to achieve something. I like that. I like that a lot. Anyone else? Leadership, yes. Responsibility. I actually had that in my notes. I think responsibility is a strange term to define leadership, but that's really what leadership is. It's giving yourself the responsibility of a team. You're putting on responsibility as you are stepping up and becoming a leader. Anyone else? Leadership? What does it mean to you? And it's something we're going to explore throughout the week, so maybe it'll change by the time Friday rolls around. What does it mean to you now? My Scoutmaster once told me leadership is helping others help themselves. It's kind of the laying together, everyone achieves more. But as a leader, you're bringing this group of people to places that they could never go without your help. Without you stepping up and being the leader, they couldn't go to these places. I also heard it as intentional influence, which kind of goes along with, what was the word you said over there? What was the word you said? Who said inspire? What was that? Yeah, inspire, intentional influence. Very, very similar things. We start off with a video that talks to some well-known leaders to see what they think about leadership, how they define it.
Leadership suggests that you can inspire people to follow you.
You see that?
They want to be part emotionally as well as intellectually. So never forget you need both. You need that ability to exceed and achieve on a management perspective every day, execute, but you also need that element of leadership to inspire people.
I think of it in terms of a servant leader. It's not someone that go out and drive other people to positions of higher performance, but it's someone who can listen to people, who can instill a vision in people, and get people to rally around them to really make a difference.
Think in terms of the group as your team. And it doesn't matter whether it's a bunch of 13-year-old boys or 10 university deans. You have to be willing to listen to them. You have to be willing to include them in your decision making. You have to ask their views, their opinions. You then have to make a decision. That's what being a leader is all about.
The best advice I think I ever got on leadership. I got when I had just graduated from the Naval Academy and I was waiting to go to flight school. And a Marine Corps gunnery sergeant, we called him Gunnies, came up to me and he said, "Ma'am, if you remember nothing else in your time as an officer in the Navy, remember this. Take care of your troops and your troops will take care of you."
I firmly believe that a good leader is also a good follower. A good follower is not necessarily a good leader, but I believe that good leaders have the qualities and characteristics of a good listener.
Leadership is a very fundamental characteristic that is important to have, not only whether it's in scouting or whether it's managing people in business or leading a team effort on some other project.
But I found out that culture here at Madison High School, that the state championship may not be the number one thing on this journey. Teaching boys how to become men has taken a strong position on this journey. The winning, I feel, will come, but to train boys how to be men, how to walk right and live right in front of them, how to teach them not to ever give up, to show them how to be a man, how to love his wife, how to love his children, how to be the leader of his home, how to be the leader in the classroom. Those kind of characteristics have taken more importance than the winning.
So my biggest thing was get on top of the weaknesses, don't avoid them, even though you may be uncomfortable sometimes, but they'll get better. And if you keep on working on those weaknesses, put yourself in situations intentionally if you have to work on those weaknesses, and that's the only way to get better.
I think the advice I would give you is to have time management down, because once you have time management down and you set specific goals and specific timeline that you want to achieve these goals, that will help you accomplish the things in your life and give you a sense of discipline about accomplishing those goals.
You know, seeing racing is one person, and the driver thing really takes all the guys preparing the car to get ready for the race weekend. I'm around these guys pretty much every day, and we're good friends with everybody on the team, so just I think the more you communicate with your team and the more they know about you, it helps a lot of the racetrack when you say something, they know exactly what you're talking about, and that's what the team about. Just the closer you are with your team, I think the better it will go.
Whatever you end up going into and whatever your interest is, you have to have a passion for it. And without that passion, your leadership of yourself or your enthusiasm for what you're doing, if that's not there, then there's no way you can really follow through with the quality and keep yourself, going.
I can't say enough about leadership. It's demanded in every aspect of life, whether it's in the home as a father or a husband, whether it's at work, serving as a chair of a committee, or in whatever position someone may see their life go.
I would say for leading yourself and others, enjoy the ride. Life can be we get so critical on ourselves, and other people get critical on us, that we sometimes don't stop and just enjoy what we're doing. Enjoy the fact that you get a chance to be involved in other people's lives, and enjoy the fact that you have an opportunity to lead them.
Awesome. So we saw some great leaders in that. And some of you may be looking at that and say, wow, it looks like there's a Navy officer, there's a race car driver, there's all sorts of really cool people. Maybe I can't repeat that. But there's actually studies that suggest that 2/3 of leadership is learned. You're only born with a third of it. So if you're quiet, that doesn't mean anything by your leadership abilities. If you practice, you put in effort, you can become a very great leader. Power can be assigned, but leadership cannot. You can assign someone a responsibility or a role, but leadership can't be assigned. It's something you're learning, and that's why we're all here, to learn about leadership. It's interesting to hear what these people say about leadership, these accomplished leaders. Well, they all have something in common. Can you guys guess what that is? Can you guess what they have in common? Something? Yeah. They are all good communicators. Communication is such a key element to leadership. Why is that? What do we communicate as a leader? What do you communicate to your followers? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. You communicate ideas, objectives, where you're heading. That's something very important to communicate. What else may you communicate? What? Yeah. That's your name? Yes, nothing.
How you plan to get to those objectives? If you're going to climb Mount Everest, that somebody needs to buy the tech to be able to communicate that.
Okay, so you're planning where you're going and how you're going to get there. Yes. Why it's worth it. You have to actually inspire the leaders. You have to have a vision of where you're going that's big enough and that's nice enough that everyone buys into and actually agrees with that and they're fighting for that. What about values? I think we communicate values at Boy Scouts. We have Scout Oath and Scout Law, and that's something that our Scout Masters have communicated to us since we turned 11 and walked into our troop meetings. And still at school, there are values that are taught. There are some things we can't do, we aren't allowed to do. And these are values that are being communicated to us by the leaders that we all are around in our daily lives. What are some communications that you guys have done today? Meeting people, yeah. When you meet people, you say, hello, my name is Andrew, what's your name? You're talking. What other communication have you done? Yes? Yeah, so you're talking about what you're doing, the ideas of where you're going, okay? What are some other than talking, how do you communicate it? Yes? Yeah. What about body language? Have you communicated in body language? Yes. Yeah, when you wave, you say, hey, or body language, if you're like this, you're like, wow, he really doesn't want to be there. But if you're more upright, you're confident, you probably want to be there more. Scout sign, a very, like I was saying, it's a visual communication tool. There are plenty of other communication ways to communicate, and these are all the things we're going to explore this week. But you need to keep in mind, it's more than just what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, how your body language, who you're saying it to. There's all sorts of things we're going to explore. That's going to be really exciting. And in NYLTW, we're going to teach you how to build these communication skills. We're going to start from the bottom up, from how you look, how you move, and how you act. And from there, we're going to explore all sorts of communication. And I do see that a lot of you guys are falling asleep. So if you fall asleep, I don't mind if you get up, run around, that's fine. Or maybe don't run around. Get up and stretch your legs, sit back down, that's fine. If you're falling asleep, you don't want that. So if you need to, just stand up and take a stretch. I'll put a 20-minute video that would put anyone to sleep. We're not going to watch it.
Okay, so in order to communicate well, there's something that all the staffers here have been using, at least I hope they have. It's something we like to call the neutral position. Now, the neutral position is something you do by nature anyway, I believe. So it's pretty much just standing there, standing up straight with your feet are about equal with your shoulders, just, open and tight. However,
Can you gesture and call?
there are many different components of the neutral position, those being your feet, your hands, your eyes, your ears, and your mouth. Now, when you want to properly exemplify the neutral position, all you have to do is pretty much just stand up straight. You don't want to, be hunched over, curled up in the ball on the ground. No one's going to be able to hear you if you're not going to be an effective communicator. That being said, there's two sides. sides to it. You want to stand up straight, but you don't want to be rigid. You're not sitting there standing at attention while you're trying to communicate. It totally destroys what everything you're trying to convey. Now, why might you use your entire body to communicate? Anybody have any ideas? Yes. Better relay a message, and also it brings your audience in. If I'm sitting up here, and I sat here and I read from these note cards, you guys would be asleep. You guys are already falling asleep. You would, all of you, I swear to God, all of you would be asleep. Now, however, if I'm standing up using my entire body, I'm moving around a little bit, I'm using my hands, my feet, my mouth, I'm communicating clearly, it brings you guys in and helps better convey the message I'm trying to give you. See, I always had this teacher in 6th grade that everyone dreaded getting, and his name was Mr. Stewart. He was a journalism teacher, and journalism in itself is pretty boring when you're in the 6th grade. We all did not want to get this guy, because what he would do is his desk was in the far corner of the room. He would sit there, and he would have a little projector screen and a remote, and he would read from a piece of paper he had in front of him, and then he would press the button, and move to the next slide, he'd read from a piece of paper, he'd issue you a piece of homework, and that was his class. We could not stand it. And when I got to NYLT and I learned about the neutral position, I kind of started connecting dots, and I realized, wow, this teacher was not using the neutral position at all. He was sitting behind the desk, he wasn't being open and inviting, and on top of that, he had a monitor. It really did not work at all. Now, a better example, as opposed to Mr. Stewart, would be someone like Martin Luther King Jr. You never saw Martin Luther King Jr. standing, or not standing, but sitting behind a podium, just kind of, mumbling a little bit. His I Have a Dream speech would have not been as famous as it is today, but because Martin Luther King was capable of standing there, being loud and proud, and, he utilized the neutral position, he was able to convey that message of, I have a dream, and it made that speech so famous. So when I was talking about the neutral position, I mentioned that you have to use your feet. Does anyone have any idea how feet plays into communicating? Yes?
You look more natural.
That's a good point. You look more natural, you look more open and inviting. Like I said about being rigid, if you just sit there, just at attention, you're no longer a moving object, and people don't have to focus and train their eyes on you, so they end up, losing attention and they end up falling asleep. However, so you want to move around a little bit. It invites your audience to listen to you. So use your feet, you can move towards people that aren't necessarily paying attention or looking off something over there. And that's how you utilize your feet. But that, again, has two parts to it. You don't want to be too close to someone, because if you stand way too close to someone, it becomes incredibly awkward. But if you stand too far away, communicating becomes much more difficult. So you just want to move around naturally. You want to act just like yourself. You don't want to just stand there. But you don't want to pace. If you sit there just back and forth, walking the same little trail on the ground over and over and over again, that pacing becomes incredibly distracting. And whoever you're presenting to, you're going to more notice on the fact, or pays more attention to the fact that you're standing there, as opposed to the information you're trying to convey. You want to walk around and be open and natural, but you don't want to pace or just stand in one place, or stand too far away, or stand too close.
Alright, so we talked about the neutral position, and you talked about his feet. What else, maybe? Yeah, the other things, hands. Yeah, they're going to help to keep the audience engaged. How do we use hands? Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. When I went home from work, yeah, you use your hands to emphasize points, for sure. What else? What else can your hands do? Yeah, right there.
Oh, when you're making a list of things, like
1, 2, 3. And when you call someone out, we've been doing it. Usually don't want to point because it can be kind of intimidating. It's an open hand gesture like this is usually an inviting gesture. Where if you're going like this, it's like, hold on, we'll go back to that later, or quiet down, you being too loud, that kind of deal. So open hand, closed hand is something that a lot of really good presenters can utilize.
Sometimes like to show who you're talking to.
Yeah, to show who you're talking to. So if you're only talking to this group of people, you may kind of face your body away using your feet, and you can kind of motion to the people you're talking to, for sure. And there are some other things with hands. Pockets are generally not a good idea. Some people sit here and then have their hands in their pockets. As a presenter, that's usually really boring because you can't use your hands to emphasize anything. So it's often a good idea to even get safety clips and pin your pocket together so you aren't tempted to stick your hands in your pockets. Since if you do that, your hands are just not useful for communication at all. But you do need to be afraid. Some people talk and they'll say, all right, we're going to talk about school and we're going to talk about work, and they get very repetitive with their hands. So the fine line between using your hands and becoming repetitive, and that's just going to take practice.
We've mentioned feet and we've mentioned hands. Now, on to the most obvious part of communicating. Do you have any idea what that would be? Your mouth, your voice, everything up here. This is, I mean, of course, it's the most obvious part of presenting or communicating because it's what you use to straight up talk to other people. I mean, if you were speaking a foreign language, I mean, no one would be able to understand you. That's why you need to use your mouth. Now, when you're using your mouth, you want to project your voice. Of course, you want to be able to make sure that everyone can hear you. That being said, if you yell, it becomes obnoxious. But you don't want to speak too quietly. Speak too quietly, and your whole presentation is kind of fall apart. Now, when you're using your voice, you also want to vary the tone of your voice. If I sat here talking like this the entire time, no one would pay attention to me. Using a monotone, you have that same tone of voice. Mono means one, tone is the tone of your voice, one tone. Use that the entire time where whatever you happen to be presenting, you're trying to communicate, no one would end up listening to you. It's like I was talking about earlier with that teacher, Mr. Snorton, sat behind his desk the entire time. On top of that, he had a monotone. So none of us wanted to listen to him, but if you vary the tone of your voice, you suddenly become a lot more interesting to listen to.
Next, we have our eyes. What can eyes do for us? Kind of an obvious one. How someone on this table? Yeah, you can see things. They connect you. They connect an audience to the presenter. And that connection is something that is very strong. And if you're falling asleep and you suddenly see the presenter is looking at you, it's hard to still be falling asleep. So eyes connect us. They give us something to connect and bond over. And when you're usually speaking, I'm sure you've heard about eye contact. You want to make eye contact with people because, like I said, it connects them, brings them in. And it's usually about 3 seconds when you look at someone, maybe 2 seconds, and then move your eyes. So you end up, by the end of the presentation, you have had eye contact with everyone in the room. And avoid just staring at one person. Some people do that, and that can make them feel very uncomfortable, for sure. So eyes are a very important thing in communication.
Now we move to ears, another part that's on, this entire issue. Now, when you hear ears as a part of communicating part well, if you hear ears as a part of communicating well, you might think, wait, but aren't eyes supposed to be the one that's supposed to use my ears? I want to listen to what they're saying. But actually, ears are a very, very, very important part of being able to communicate well. See, because communicating is a two-way process. I am the sender of a message to you guys, and you guys are the receiver. I use my ears to know if you guys are, actually listening to what I'm doing, or if I hear talking, I can go over and I can quiet it down so everyone else can better hear what I'm trying to say. Also, if I hear loud noises somewhere near where I'm presenting, I can, go and put away or stop whatever is causing this distracting noise. You also want to listen to your audience. You hear them falling asleep, or you can, see them drifting off. You want to change the style you're presenting, maybe. Because if they're drifting off, they're actually not, of course, they're not receiving the message that you're trying to give them. So you use your ears to listen to your audience and see what they're trying to tell you.
The final thing we're going to talk about is posture. I mentioned this earlier, and posture of how you present yourself. The posture of a presenter, we're focusing a lot on presenting, but we're talking about communication as a general thing. So your posture and how you hold yourself, if you're confident, has so much to do with way you're communicating. They often say in their job interview, they decide if you're going to hire you in the first 10 seconds you walk in the room. You say, wow, the first 10 seconds, what about my resume? A lot of that doesn't matter if you walk in the room and you can't give them a firm handshake, look them in the eyes, and have good posture, and show that you're confident through that. So posture is a very important thing, and that kind of goes along with posture of everything from your feet, hands, eyes, ears, neutral position, all kind of is, goes together inside posture. It's interesting, we have one mouth, but 2 ears, and 2 eyes, 2 feet, and 2 hands. So usually when we communicate, we say, well, we only have one mouth for a reason, so we're supposed to use our mouth at that level less than we do our ears, and eyes, mouth, and feet, and hands.
Now, I would like you guys to participate in an activity. I think we're running a little bit short on time, so what I want you to do is I want you to partner up. And I want you to present to that partner something you've learned about someone else in your team today. So find a partner and use every skill we've taught you so far in this presentation to convey a message of something you've learned about someone else on your team to this person. So go ahead and find a partner. Yeah. Take turns. You guys can stand up when you're speaking. Stand up. Go for it. Come on, guys. Yeah. Too much paperwork. I'm not gonna die. Too much paperwork. Too much paperwork. Alright guys, go ahead and take your seats. We're going to practice presentation. So I'm just going to do a quick summary of everything that you've seen and learned throughout this video. So we'll start from the bottom. First thing with feet, just remember when you're using your feet to present, you want to move towards people to invite them to pay attention to you. But you don't want to get too off to the toilet, you don't want to get too far away because it destroys the message and makes it harder for you to communicate. Next step would be your hands. You want to use your hands because it makes your audience look at you. It invites your audience to listen to, and you can use quiet down people that aren't listening. Like, you don't want to be too excessive. When you're sitting up here, you're waving your arms around, it becomes a little bit silly and your message just kind of goes away. Next up would be your mouth, the most obvious part of communicating. You want to be loud enough for everyone to hear you, but you don't want to be sitting there screaming in some kid's face. It becomes a little bit obnoxious. Your ears, you want to use your ears to listen to people both ways. You want to listen for issues that are occurring. If you need to stop something, if people are falling asleep, if people are talking to you, you need to know how to quiet them down. Because communicating is a two-way thing. Your eyes, you want to look for little disturbances in your audience. If you see someone that is not paying attention, you want to go over there, you want to bring them back in. And this also works for the people you're presenting to. You notice that the sun is in your eyes, and in your eyes too. You want to move the whole presentation to a different place because, we don't really have this issue with this big fancy here pavilion, but if you are somewhere that's not here, like out in the field in the sun, you can't see and they can't see, you need to move the presentation somewhere else. Am I missing anything? Just remember the neutral position, so standing up straight, your feet are about equal with your shoulders, not hunched over, not leaning back, not curling in the ball. Now, there's one very critical part of communicating, and that is knowing when to stop talking. If you're sitting up here doing, a monologue for about 2 hours, everyone's going to be asleep, and everyone's probably going to hate you because you just sat there and talked by yourself for 2 hours. I will now exemplify the skill by ending this presentation. I'm Tyler Boger.
I'm Andrew Bates.
This has been Communicating Well for a minute.
I propose a toast. To communication. Raise your bottles high into the air, fill with glorious H2O, and put it against your lips and drink, and do not stop drinking until I stop drinking.
All right.
Isn't that delicious?
Middle one.